That's right back, Charlie. That's right.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
Hey, they said Edu's not signing players. Trossard and one next one. Smash the like button, people. Let's run this intro and then let's look at this. Hey, we're top of the league, guys. Look, you have to respect Arsenal. Where are you? We're back. We're back. Hey, this is a pretty good intro. Sexy fellow in the intro as well. And again, energy levels. I can't lie, if YouTube don't work, I might become a DJ. Alright, man.
I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, man. Come on.
I'm Ian, right. Thank you very much for that, Uncle Ian. He's not my actual uncle, but he's every Arsenal fan's uncle, ain't he? People deluded, I'm back again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, one love. If you're on YouTube, smash the like button. If you're on Twitch, smash the like button, people. I hope you're doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Of course, in some cases, good night. First things first, very appreciative of you lot tuned in. Appreciate you lot support. Hope you're all having a great week and a great start to the weekend off the back of a fantastic week previously. Hope 2023 is, beautiful for you lot. And I hope you and your loved ones have continued good health, people. In terms of other content, people, I'm pretty sure some of you must have seen a transfer news video come out by me literally a few moments ago. Go and check that out and all the other content. Check out the playlist and whatnot, people. In relation to watch-alongs, we're watching Liverpool-Chelsea tomorrow live from 12 o'clock because kickoff's at 12:30. Sunday, it's Arsenal versus Man Divided. I'll be live an hour before kickoff. Any opinions, talking points, etc., get them in. Let's let you lot warm up and then we'll look at what's going on in the transfer news. Apparently we're signing this Polish centre-back. I'm pretty sure I've seen you play for Poland. Not an expert on you. 22 years of age. Look like a left-sided centre-back. I've called for a set. I can't lie, man. I was right, man. You see why I rate Mikel Arteta? He looks at football the same way I do. I said we need a winger. He's going to got that. I still think we could do with another striker or attacker. I know he's working. Centre midfield, Don Mikel. I know you're cooking something. Edu's cooking the barbecue. Leave him alone. Centre-back, we need that. Big up Rob Holding, but your days look a bit numbered there, lad. 22 years of age, left-sided centre-back who could play defensive mid allegedly, so that might cover a 6 where this Polish lad is concerned. Obviously, Trossard, it is what it is. Throughout the course of this live stream, people, any other emerging transfer news, you get your videos and all these sort of things, people. As you've seen, we've been working around the clock. I hope you're doing well and safe. I can't lie, I couldn't sleep today. I'm still on the mend from illness, people. I went to bed at 4, got up at 6. It's quite toxic, people, and we're back again in it, really and truly. I'm definitely going gym. I'll definitely take a nap before we play Football Manager. That's at 4:30, people. Power shift hype live from Planet. What power shift? What power shift? I heard them Spurs, bro, going 2-0 up away from home and losing. But hey, they've not power shift hype, defensively solid hype, top 6 serial winner hype. Spurs is a hype job. Lily White's, Nando's FC, they're not serious, man. They're rubbish, man. Times 5, you know what? Spin the intro again. Shameless.
There's always that active and that defenders. I think it's like.
That never gets old. I can't lie. So yeah. So many deals. Edu is cooking. Come on, man. You don't leave Edu alone. You're like, oh, you're not doing nothing, Edu, man. It's the 20th of January. What are you doing, man? You're not making nothing happen. Title challenge, allegedly. We're trying to do Europa League, man. Let Don Edu cook, man. Don't call him Gaspar for no reason. I mean, Gaspar's his last name, innit? But it sounds wavy if there's something behind that, innit? So, yeah, shout out the Twitch one. You lot hearing your numbers, mate. What memo was going on Twitch? You lot are not normally here like that. Edu has no choice to get deals done, bro. His job is on the line if we fail to win the league. I'm not too sure about that because in August, It wasn't a goal to win the league. He's become the sporting director, so he's got more credibility up there. I wouldn't say necessarily, but you are right, Edu. You know, Arteta has to win games on the weekend. When it gets to the summer in January, that's almost like your Premier League season. You need to make something happen, and you need to have contingency plans. Would we have loved João Felix and Mudryk? Of course, but things happen. Real Madrid probably looked like they were getting Haaland and Mbappe. They had to make something happen. And whether you like these signings or not, I'm actually happy about the signing of Trossard. Of course, it's not necessarily a shiny new toy and all of those things, but for me, I'm happy with it because we've got a young squad that are still defining themselves. You know, even Jesus, you know, he's not earned the reputation as a striker per se. He's more of a squad player. Odegaard's defining himself after joining Real Madrid early. Saka, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, these sorts have just joined the club. Zinchenko trying to become more than just a valued squad player, become a man of importance. Saliba, Gabriel, Ramsdale, Benjamin, Tomiyasu, they're all defining themselves. When you look at Granit, who's reworked his system, Partey is doing what he's doing, El Nene, who can come in and do something. Trossard, obviously you can still develop under Arteta, Granit has, but Trossard's been there, done it, kind of wore the t-shirt in terms of his position and what he brings to the club. He's kind of established in it. I'm not saying he can't get better, but in a nice way, what you see is what you get. Can play as a false 9, can play as a 10, can play on the left and the right, both-footed, you know, plays the sort of football at Brighton, or played the sort of football at Brighton we'd want to do at Arsenal with better attackers. He's going to cook in that sort of system. You know, I do think there's a lot of finishing. He can give a lot of pointers to Martinelli, Saka, and you can learn from anybody in it. And I think when I look at Trossard, his movement, his pressing off the ball, them things are good as well. He's an intelligent footballer. I'd say the way he takes his finishings and the goals he scores, I think there's a lot that the young boys could learn from him. And obviously, he doesn't necessarily kill the pathway of any other emerging talents. And he gives us some bloody strength in numbers, really. Now, I hope by the time we finish this live stream, and I can't lie, every now and again, I'm looking on Arsenal.com because we're probably at that. We're going to get into the transfer news, people. But we're probably at that stage now where the deal is done. Not that I know anything. Until I see man holding scarves and doing all of that stuff, I don't know. But we've heard medicals being done right now / done. Personal terms have been done. Fee has been agreed. The Brighton gaffers basically said that he's at Arsenal. So you'd imagine all that's withdrawn now. You know, they probably dotting finer I's and crossing finer T's. But you probably imagine, you know, the Arsenal photographer, they're taking pictures. They're making him put on the home shirt, the away shirt, the scarves, going around the Emirates, getting pictures done, and so on and so forth, people, man. Put the barbecue out, Edu. It's rather sunny in London at this moment, in North London specifically. Now, it's definitely cold. Don't let the weather gas you, but you get the point, man. Edu cooking something over there. Streets are saying Kiwior can play defensive mid, so there's our Partey cover. Listen, a big up Arteta with the talent ID, and one thing I've liked with Tomiyasu, with Benjamin, with Zinchenko, with Smith Rowe indirectly, with Fabio Vieira is these guys can play one role and do other roles very well. Previously at Arsenal, we haven't always had that with the Williams, with the Cedrics, with just bare Banduli footballers. So I'll trust it. But at 22 years of age, probably needs to define himself. But we need better squad depth in it, really. I'm pleased with the Trossard signing. Covers all front three areas and not on a long contract, so it doesn't block the pathway for young players. Great, we're getting them in now. If we are successful this year and get into the champs, wait until the off-season would have seen other clubs hold us to ransom. I'm praying we've got a Tommy V2 here that can stay for more regular. Don't know this guy, but trust in the decision. I hope so as well, man. Smash the like button, man. Come on. Loving our transfer planning. Everything's tying into what we're trying to do on the pitch. Amen. If we wasn't, there'd be an issue. We might need a new intro this year. Let's put a poll up. Hey, man, I don't make that stuff, man. But yeah, man. Arteta shout at him to get his act together. DG, check the fab tweet, Polish guy. Here we go. Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mudryk, you're rubbish, man. Mudryk, I'm on you for life. I can't lie. Mudryk looks wavy in Chelsea training, but I'm on you for life. I need to get over it. I'm not going to get over it. Oh, crap. Okay, for me, so okay. They say you're a tapping merchant. I know my brother's not no tapping merchant. It's wavy when you see Arsenal news, isn't it? It's wavy. That is actually wavy, making a grown man smile and that. It's crazy, but we'll get into that in a sec, man. Twitch notifications are bugged. YouTube scouts hard at work. Yo, DG, no one knows this KU, but I trust Arteta and Edu. No, I've seen him play for Poland. I'm not no expert, but we've seen this youth play, man. Non-stop grafting. Appreciate that. Trossard is Jakub with Techers. I don't know about that, but shout out to him. But I trust Mikel Arteta and Edu. No one's going to get anything right all the time, but yeah, man. So yeah, man. Once the Wi-Fi working, he should be on the bench. Not gonna lie, I don't know this Polish guy, but I'll back the guys who are professional in this role, scout, and that's all you can do. If he signs and he's lit, cool. If he signs and he's Bandulu, then onto him, man. Looks like I'm seeing my first title. I listen. It's not the time to. Well, I assume you're an Arsenal fan. Define winning the league. You know, I don't know what winning the league means. You know, Arsenal, we bottled top 4 last year. In many ways, getting into the Champions League would be top 4. Just being better, you know, would be winning the league. Just being better than you could yesterday. I don't check the league table. What I would say is if you are in a title race, you need to navigate this difficult run of fixtures and just keep working hard, running a lot faster and harder than everyone, and just praying and hoping things work out, man. But in terms of the title challenge, it's January. There'd probably be no point talking about such, man. Dominic, forget Mudryk. It happens, man. We just slander him for life. Slander him for life. If he doesn't develop, there's a reason that you took so long to end up at Chelsea, man. Ad came out a mad time for me. YouTube saying, all right, man, appreciate everyone supporting the ads, man. Don't get twisted. Man can easily just press an ad button on YouTube. Here we go on the centre half from Romano. We'll get to know, innit? Fab, here we go, gives mad dopamine rush. Maybe that's why Eddie was in Poland. Dortmund had a bid for him rejected. Bro, Eddie, this is why you can't listen to the cat. I knew Eddie wouldn't let us down. They're like, oh, them man are in Turkey. What's he doing in Poland? Crazy. I mean, I don't know anything about him. I've definitely seen you play for Poland. I'm not watching you at Spazia and that, but we're going to have to find out. You know, you look like a left-sided centre-back from what I can remember, fairly competent on the ball, 22 years of age. You can take it from there. I can't tell you this youth's weaknesses. So, again, everyone talks about a player's strengths. If you can't rise up weaknesses, if you can't rise up 10 games where they may have made a mistake and reacted to it, and you can't tell me about his mentality, leave it. But I'd imagine Eddie and them not done their homework, and we'll get to see. You know, it looks like Trossard's thing will be confirmed, and he might be in the squad for the United game. Probably comes too early for JK. You know, the Polish centre-back we're looking to sign. Obviously, I hope Szczesny, Fabianski, what's my man at Brum, Christian Bielik. I hope they've all given you the lowdown on where you're signing. Do you rate this guy? I don't really know enough to have an informed opinion. You look fairly competent on the ball, but we're gonna have to find out. You know, we need a left-sided centre-back. I've said that. I want you to come in and push Gabriel, push Saliba, push Benjamin if he goes over there, push Tomiyasu. And for me, it gives us stronger options now. Big up Rob Holding. You're still Mr. 352, but at the same time, assuming this guy is lit, you know, you've got him now, JK. You've got Tomiyasu, who can play centre-back. You've got Benjamin playing right-back, who can move over there. You've obviously got Gabriel and Saliba. That's 5 competent options. 4 pure centre-back options, even though some could argue Tomiyasu is a centre-half. You know, it's kind of bad news for Rob Holding. I do think you need 5 dons, you know, so you can do what you need to do. You help us and whatnot, but yeah, man, it gets lit, man. It gets lit. DG, I love that Trossard signing, bro. He's proven. DG, do you think Amari will make it at Chelsea? I don't know if he'll make it there or not, but Amari Hutchinson will have a supporter in me for life, man. I really admire the boy. You know, the young man, better yet. One day, everything will come out in relation to why moves happened or didn't happen. I don't know anything, but yeah. Yeah, man, he'll have a supporter with me for life. And if not, at least he's getting money from them, man. Innit? Who cares, man? Big up Amari, man. One of the first. Him, Charlie, Patino, Brooke Norton Coffey, Kion Edwards, Nathan, and there's bare other players at Arsenal, whatever. All them young players who gave man a chance and done the little interviews with me. I'll always support them. I can't lie to you, regardless of what they're doing at Arsenal. Afternoon, my killie. Apparently, Kay can play left-sided centre-back, left-back, and defensive mid. That's great. But let's see what you can do first and then take it from there. But as you've seen with Benjamin, with Tomiyasu, I'm for this. Clearly, you've got to be multifunction. Zinchenko as well. You've got to be multifunctional. But again, we've had players that technically are multifunctional, but they can't play in these roles. So what I've liked in the last 2 years, Dons can play multiple roles and do it quite well. You know, forcing it. But Jesus could be forced out wide as well. So I'm all for this. Another Manchester-born ref on Sunday. Listen, against Man United, let's just control the variables we can control in it. We know dodgy decisions are going to be given. We can't be held accountable for the refs. But what you can do is make sure you're defensively spot on and you put balls in the back of the net. That's the way you win. Didn't get much from watching him at Poland, but we need that profile. The internet is scary. Imagine Arsenal fans already found this girl has the title of German twerk queen. Yeah, man, I don't want to look at another man's wife, but I know it's not a Bundes thing there, man. But anyway, shout out to him, man. Quit singing so Chelsea doesn't hijack it. A man said, Jakub is really good. I'll follow this season for the whole last 30 minutes. Big up you, man. Big up you. I bet if you type his name on YouTube, there's bare why Arsenal are going to sign him. Welcome to Arsenal and all of those sort of things. Trossard uses both feet. He scored a hat-trick with his left foot on against Liverpool, and that's his weaker peg. Bring him, man. Bring him, man. We still need Fresner. Right back is more than welcome. If you ain't smashed the like button, people, God's watching, smash that like button. There's 62 likes for the 200 of you locked in on YouTube. Twitch gang, you're doing amazing, people. You know, let's see what you're doing. If we get that 18-year-old right back and midfielder, this could be a 10-10 window. Yeah, man. I saw Kay can play centre defensive mid as well. I hear that, but how well can he play there? Because obviously, man, are joining in January. Pardon me, and I've said it. For me personally, I think this is the best time for Arsenal to sign players. It's not like we're disillusioned as a club. It's only Saka putting in work and everyone else is looking shaky. Right now, Trossard, this Don, and anyone else, even if we got Mudryk, which is a myth now, you don't necessarily know if you're going to get first-team football off the jump. So I'm saying that in a sense of you've got time to adapt. You've got time to adapt off the field to what Mikel Arteta wants. He can blood you in as fast or as slowly as he wants. You know, we're not putting unrealistic conditions because, you know, reality is we're fighting for top 4. We need 3 points. We have got time for players to adapt, but we can't necessarily pin our hopes on that. We kind of have to do less of what's not working and do more of what's working. That's why for me, even Martinelli, for me, you're a striker long term. You could definitely learn to play there. I don't really want to mess around with you moving off that left-hand side. We've got a trick there, even though you have kind of gone off the ball in the last 2 games. We don't really need to mess around with things. We just need 3 points. Simple as that. He's got a ping on him. To be fair, bro, if we shouldn't be signing, man, if you know, especially a centre-back, if you can't ping a ball in it. In the modern day, you need to be able to play out from the back. Look at Spurs, you know. Only Romero really consistently can ping a ball forward. The others are booky. Serious issues. Trust the process, man. He's played over 20 games at defensive mid last season. I think he can actually play there. Run it. Run it, man. I'm so happy, DG. We are making more signings than noise. I'm buzzing, DG. Great content. I'm watching you from Poland. Shout out to you. You should come on the show. If you're in Poland, what's the Polish lad saying then? The centre-back is very raw and can become a decent player, but he's not ready for a title challenge. But to be honest, who in that Arsenal team is, if Arsenal are allegedly challenging for it, who in that squad is ready for a title challenge? No one if you sat there in August. Destiny doesn't wait for you to be ready. You need to just seize the moment. Trossard excels against low blocks while Mudryk excels on the counter. Bro, forget Mudryk, man. Who is that? I don't know them, brothers. 300 of you locked in. If you're on YouTube, smash the like button. Who's Mudryk? I don't know him. Oh, the you that's played 44 times for Shakhtar and that. Fair enough. Ukrainian Neymar. Make sure you come and do Neymar stuff. Make sure you listen. I need 1 million goals every 10 minutes from you. Or every bad touch, every failure, every missed touch. I'll be there. I'm not a hater, but I'm a hater for Mudryk. I'll be there. Every missed bad touch, every missed open goal, every poor pass, I will be there. Plotting on your downfall from a footballing sense of view. He's a headband boy. He's a TikTok merchant. He's a Bedino. He's chatting on socials, man. He's dead. He's dead. I don't know him. 95 million spent on squad depth was always going to please fans as it was the most logical thing to do. The Mudryk deal seems more like it was a hit and hope, but not if we got a plan. What do you think? To be honest, Mudryk was the number 1 target in it. We wanted to bring him in. He didn't bang. Simple as that. You would have got him in. Maybe it would have been Mudryk and Trossard just based on, you know, we wanted João Felix and Mudryk. Had you have got João Felix and not Mudryk, could have been Trossard and Felix or whatever. So this is what leads me to believe there might be another attacker arriving. But again, as you know, Arsenal, the conditions have to be right. They have to be 100% convinced on the player. The player actually has to want to join the club and all those other variables. I love Lavia, but bro, Southampton be stupid. Unless they go get relegated, Southampton be stupid to depart with him at this moment in time. Martinelli is definitely a striker long term, but he's a winger in training. To be fair, Martinelli is good enough. You can play on the left, play on the right, play up front. Whatever you want to do, because seems like he prefers to play off the left is down to you in it, but you should be. And I'm sorry, but any wingers that can't play you can prefer to play on the right or the left. Anyone that looks significantly worse or better on either side, I don't think you're that good. You know, what I would say, when you look at Rafinha and Diaby, Rafinha looks pony on that left-hand side for Brazil and Barcelona. He's a quality player on the right. Moussa Diaby, there's a stark contrast as well. I'm not saying Trossard is a better signing, a sexier signing, or isn't than them, and things like that. But Trossard can play off the right, can play off the left, can play up front, can play, you know, in the 10. He's a seasoned sort of veteran in that regards. He knows what to do. He's very intelligent off the ball in terms of the press. And I'm actually quite buzzing about Trossard, more than I thought, really. I'm not saying he's going to be a madman, but I really think Arsenal fans, some of them, and I get it, Mudryk, shiny new toy, Ukrainian Neymar, long projected transfer going back to the summer. I get it. Trossard seems a bit underwhelming, but we've done it. We've signed players that aren't necessarily held in high regards and they flopped. We've signed them and they've overexcelled. What we need is competent signings, competency in that role, confidence in his role, consistency. No point if, Trossard, for example, did the mad thing against United, against City, he's 3 out of 10. And I think Mudryk has those, Trossard has those 3 C's. I do think he's competent. I do think he's got confidence because he's been there, done it, Premier League, wore the T-shirt. And crucially, I think there's consistency in his game. So I hope we do a thing, but it is what it is, man. I wouldn't say Arteta didn't like him. Don't know where you got that from. We still need at least one brother with a neck tat. Nah, that's a Bedina thing, man. Just my thought was thinking what Trossard was already in the plans to be signed along with Mudryk. I mean, let's be honest, it's a situation that found us. Maybe if Brighton was a bit more healthier and, he didn't want to leave, things would be different. They've tried to get him to sign a new deal. Evidently, we've seen reports that he wanted to leave for the last few months. Contract is running down. It makes sense for everybody, really. We've taken advantage of a reactive window. Obviously, Mudryk didn't bang. I don't know if we tried to get Rafinha, Diaby, all of these guys. It didn't happen. Trossard is a player we know. He's definitely, caused Arsenal some sleepless nights and other Premier League teams. Contract is running down, training by himself. We've taken advantage of that in a reactive window. That is what January is. Nobody wants to sign players in January. Or in a nice way, Arsenal wouldn't make a single signing. We're reacting because we couldn't get certain things done in the summer. Obviously, spanners have been thrown in the works. It is what it is. I think it's a good deal for all parties. Trossard gets a healthy contract, healthy wages, plays for a big club, joins allegedly, because I don't check the league table, a title push. We get a competent player that kind of fills out, someone who can start and rotate. Brighton get a decent fee for a player, continuing what they got for Cucurella, Basuma, and all of these Benjamin White and all of these other guys. You've got at least 80-odd million off us in the last couple of years, Brighton. Remember, when you lot get the next batch of these young players and these wavy players, remember the relationship we're developing. Just like Man City, Gundogan, when you want to get rid of Gundogan, Grealish, Rico Lewis ain't that good. Bring him over to Arsenal, and half of those players, we could do with a couple of them. City, we're going to come and shop with you lot in the summer, man. So that's why Edu was in Poland. And this is why, if anything, the transfer window has shown us, you never know, what people are doing in the back burners. I personally think transfers, regardless of what not just Romano, Ben Jacobs, Romano, Con Marble Halls, all of these, not just them, not catching Ornstein. It's essentially, guess what? Nobody knows how close or how far transfers really are. Unless you're part of the process of signing these players, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And spanners are thrown in the works. In the last 48 hours, we're signing 2 dons. Edu should be telling everyone SYM, really. If I was Edu, I'd be looking at the social. Oh, Edu, do something. These times it could have been on the phone. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy, man. Arteta is scared of Anfield and he brought the player who bagged the hattie there. Vlahovic peed Arsenal off and now brought the player who was bodying him around the pitch. Run it. I didn't even know that, but run that, man. I remember watching Trossard at the Emirates and was thinking I'd love him at Arsenal. Can be a handful all over the pitch. I mean, Mudryk's not a thing, man. We're just running bants, man. A big name signing will destabilize the team spirit now. Nonsense. I mean, you play for Arsenal Football Club. It's about the right player. It doesn't matter if someone signed for £1 or for 50 million. I don't think that's necessarily that, Kwame, man. Come on now, man. I think that's nonsense. I hear your talk, but I think that's nonsense. Would you put Mudryk in your FPL? Slightly. I mean, Arteta did say that, but realistically, players do need to be convinced. Like, let's be honest, players do need to be convinced. If you need to convince a player, but beyond the fact of if you convince him your plans for him as a gaffer, what the club is historically, what the club is trying to do, how he would tie in tactically, this is all convincing. If you now need to tell him that, you tell him that, or whoever played that, and now they're moving a bit shaky, then I think Arteta means you walk away. There's no other convincing there, really and truly. You may keep it moving. Shout out Team Harrison UK. What's good, DG? I hope all is well. I'm super happy. Just completed on our new familiar Think You Me family house, and I'm a lot healthier. Big up to you, my guy. Good health for everybody locked in. Smash the like button. With that being said, though, let's start looking at the transfer news, people. Shameless settings, but don't forget Arsenal Man United on Sunday. Set your reminders and all of those sort of things. Appreciative to all of you lot tuned in, people. Let's tab police look away now, innit? That's what I would say. David Ornstein, where's that report? All right, cool. We've got that. I'm on the ball today, people. I'm on the ball. I'm on the ball. Let's start with this, people. We've got a lot to get through. Keep your opinions, etc., coming, people. We've got a lot to get through. So let's start here. Fabrizio Romano, and I'm gonna defo copy and paste this image. This is going in the thumbnail when I cut up this clip. But anyways, Arsenal have completed the signing. Right. Wait, we've actually completed that. Is it on Arsenal.com? Wait. I mean, Nketiah's won goal of the month against West Ham, and Harry Clark's joined Ipswich, gone back to Ipswich, the young player. But it says Arsenal, Fabrizio Romano said Arsenal have completed the signings of Jakub Kiwior. Here we go. Contracts are being signed with Spezia, fee in excess of 20 million euros with add-ons. I mean, the last Serie A defender we got was all right. Hopefully, you take a leaf out of Tomiyasu's book. Understand Kiwior has agreed personal terms on a 5-year contract at 22. Confirming him on a 5-year deal is great. Medical will be completed in the next 48 hours. So probably from next week, his Arsenal career begins. Probably not going to be signed in time to be involved in Man United, but boy, you know, I don't think he'll start against Man City next Friday, but boy, you know, it could be a baptism of fire. You lot are saying he can play left back, this place, that place, and the other. I think I've actually, if we put this over here, people, before we carry on, he's played 18 again. Yeah, this is him. 22, 23 next month. Contracted until 2025 currently. Again, not necessarily the most experienced people. Joins Arsenal playing 39 times in Serie A. So again, he's kind of the profile we're signing. Again, played in the Nations League in that, but he's played 39 appearances in the top flight. So we probably need to temper expectations. For Spezia in Serie A, played 43 times. I assume this is in his homeland in Poland. He's played 61 times. I mean, he was at Anderlecht at a time, but that's under 19s level. So, you know, just about 100, just over 100 appearances as a professional, 43 in a top 5 league. So there is an adaptation period. And again, defensively, he is going to currently be behind Gabriel, Saliba, etc. But we want you to hit the ground running. Give Arteta more positive headaches, people. The centre, where's your comment on? The centre back is very raw, can become decent, but he's not ready for a title challenge. But hey, you can't be ready in life. In terms of his position, I mean, Transfermarkt says he's only played once as a defensive mid, 18 times as a centre-back, really. So I don't know how many times. He's played 20 times this season, 17 times in Serie A, people, 3 times in the Italy Cup. So we'll have to see. Arsenal working on a deal to sign Jakub Kiwior from Spezia. Arsenal are working on a deal to sign JK from the Italian side Spezia for a fee in excess of 20 million euros, in brackets 17.5 million. The North London side are looking to sign a central defender to bolster Mikel Arteta's side as they push for the Premier League title. The 22-year-old is highly rated after playing 37 games for Spezia in the league since joining them in the summer of 2021. Before then, he shined for Zanina in his native Poland. He's played 9 times for Poland, having made his debut early this year. He was part of the squad in Qatar, making 4 appearances. Arsenal are hoping to wrap up a deal for Brighton's Leandro Trossard today, having agreed to sign the forward for 27 million on Thursday, people. So signings. Once again, Fabrizio has said Arsenal are closing in on a deal to sign Polish centre-back Jakub Kiwior from Spezia. Here we go. Fee in excess of 20 million euros. Medical tests could take place this week. Deal is very advanced as per whoever this is. All parties hope to get deal sorted. And this is why I believe these things, because the local media dons are saying it, right? You're trying to be Fabrizio Romano. The D-riding pause. He's crazy in that picture. But yeah, it is what it is, people. And this is why I always look at the country. The news has come out first. I mean, it looks like, obviously, he's a Polish player. It's come out of Poland. JK is close to a sensational transfer. A great club will pay a huge amount for the Pole. As you know, people, again, apparently, he's been wanted by Juventus, Napoli, and Milan. They were said to be interested. The player will move to the Premier League. They said we ain't got pulling power. As we have established, talks on the transfer of JK to Arsenal at the end. The 22-year-old will become one of the most expensive Polish footballers. I think it means he will cost around 25 million. Our information about the transfer was confirmed by well-known Italian journalist Gianluca Di Marzio. The transfer should be finalized in the coming days. The parties are currently exchanging documents. He will be associated with his new club for 5.5 years. The Poland rep is to compete for a place in the team with Gabriel, the Brazilian, who's also a left-footed centre-back, has made 18 appearances this season. So, yeah, big him up for that one, people. Again, further confirmation of such. Again, Di Marzio has said the same thing. 25 million euro transfer fee plus potential add-ons. 5-year deal for a 22-year-old, tied him down to his peak years. If you do develop, evidently you're going to get a new deal. But yeah, that's good. In relation to Leandro Trossard, he has now successfully completed all medical tests as an Arsenal player. So fees been agreed, personal terms been done, medical. It's not over until we see him holding shirts and things. But you'd imagine right now the only thing is lacking is probably legal documents to the Premier League and whatnot, officially dotting I's and crossing T's, and probably for the Arsenal's photography team to take the pictures and get the them videos sorted out. And then hopefully by the end of the day, that's that. Once again, we've just spoken about my man, so I'm not going to bore you with that. We've just seen that. Again, he had interest from Borussia Dortmund as well. They rejected an offer of £22 million for him as well. Juventus and Milan were both looking at him, so he must be all right, really. Once again, Leandro Trossard. Arsenal are trying to wrap up a £26 million deal for Brighton winger Leandro Trossard in time for Sunday's clash against Man United. He's agreed personal terms with the Gunners over a reported 90k a week deal, people, that runs until 2026 and contains an option for a further 12 months. He's finalising the move on Friday, and Arsenal are working hard to get it done by midday so he could make his debut against Manchester United on Saturday. Just searched him up and you are correct. It's all welcome to Arsenal. Didn't know who the guy was an hour ago. There you have it, man. There you have it, man. Man said Chelsea are trying to buy Tyson Fury. Competition for places will only make us stronger. Not paying an arm and a leg for it is good news. Also, some of the younger lads need some time off the bench. I mean, do they? Marquinhos, all the young Haaland boys are great, but we need 3 points. I don't know if they necessarily help us to do that at this moment in time. And this is someone who there's not a single Arsenal fan that is more happy about young players playing more than me. It's a fact. So it is what it is. DG, he can cover for defensive mid. This is a great signing. I mean, again, I don't know how you play that role. Are you can you do the party thing on the ball? But it could be all right for us. He played DM last season. I hear that, but where though? Where? Let's go to last season. Because again, transfer, I'm not going to necessarily believe you, but centre back. Oh, fair enough. He did play DM quite a lot. Hey, my guy. Last season, hey. We're litty. But then transfer marks line. Oh, wait, last season he played 20 times there. So yeah, you're right. So he can play there. This season he's been stationed at centre half. You better be lit, man. Tommy Asu set a high bar for the players we're buying from the Italian league. I've lost where I am, people. I lost where I am. I apologize. I think we was here. So yeah, people, as you know, Arsenal will pay Brighton 21 million upfront for Trossard, with a further 5 million coming in form of add-ons. The Gunners have worked on a move for the Belgian quickly and turned to him after a deal for whoever Mudryk is failed last week. Don't really care for all of this with Shakhtar. Arsenal have a good relationship with the club after buying Ben White in the summer of 2021 for 50 million. Trossard had 6 months to run in his contract, although the club had the option to extend by a year. The Belgium had refused to sign a new deal, and his agent said this month that his client felt he had been humiliated by his manager, Diaby. Don't worry, Mikel's got you now, man. Better days. Earlier today, Fabrizio said Arsenal and Brighton are now exchanging contracts and documents for Leandro Trossard deal. Medical test to be completed in the next hours. It's sealed. Arsenal have completed the Trossard deal in 24 hours as he only wanted to join Arsenal. I read this earlier, people. I can't lie. Check out my last vid. This was an interesting one. It showed where Trossard has played. He's played 29% of his games for Brighton up front, 16% on the left-hand side, 32% as a cam. So there his positions dead there, people. So yeah, he can provide competition and help supplement the Odegaards, the Smith Rowes and whatnot. So yeah, competent little player there. Fabrizio Romano offered some other stuff on Leandro Trossard. He said, no one would have expected it even just 15 days ago, and instead the deal is done. Leandro Trossard is the new first signing of Arsenal in 2023 after a January window full of complications, surprises and twists. After the crazy Mudryk affair with Chelsea hijacking the deal, Arsenal internally decided to take a few days before acting with conviction on a new top target for Mikel Arteta. The Spanish manager, together with director Edu Gaspar, have evaluated several names. There's never been a negotiation for Rafinha. The Brazilian star has always wanted to stay at Barcelona, and the rumours were not correct as well for Ferran Torres. Fernando Torres also mentioned negotiation with the Gunners, but it never came forward or concrete. We had a couple months ago that Eddie was talking with his agent. This is why Arsenal decided to explore other options. The right opportunity was called Leandro Trossard. After breaking up with Roberto De Zerbi due to a lot of tension in some training sessions, the Belgian winger clearly asked for his agent at Brighton to leave the club in January without waiting for June. Tottenham, Lol, were interested, but they didn't make a formal proposal, just a request for information that never became an advanced negotiation. In France, instead, Marseille had moved decisively. At least 3 clubs had activated themselves for a really interesting opportunity on the market. Until in the night between Wednesday and Thursday, Arsenal contacted Trossard's agent and then Brighton to understand the conditions of a deal and convinced the soul approved by Mikel Arteta and wanted by the board to ensure a Premier League proven player, motivated, decisive and ready to help the team immediately, which he is. The negotiation wasn't difficult. Arsenal's first offer of the night was 18 million, which Brighton rejected immediately. First bids are typically rejected in transfers, but Edu and Arteta knew they couldn't slow down. After negotiations in the morning, Arsenal have finalised a 21 million plus 5 million add-ons deal to convince Brighton to sell Trossard within 24 hours. They said Edu doesn't act quickly. A key factor in the deal was the will of the player, because when Leandro learned of Arsenal's presence in negotiations, he blocked any other option because he didn't want other options or possibilities. Only Arsenal, a huge opportunity he didn't want to miss for any reason. Personally asked Brighton to be released to join Arteta in London. Trossard will sign a contract valid until 2026 with an option for a further season. Arsenal have reached an agreement on personal terms very quickly and thus identified Friday, today, as the day for medical tests and contract signings. The conversations between Edu Gaspar and Arteta was essential to act with clear ideas. Lucidity, whatever that is, and no worries after the Mudryk saga, up to negotiations in 24 hours to get Trossard from Brighton. Timing on the transfer market is always essential, especially in January. Arsenal are simply perfect in the Trossard deal, people. Apparently, Arsenal still willing to splash cash this month, with Mikel Arteta looking at more transfers on top of Leandro Trossard. Arsenal are still willing to splash out on new signings this month, despite landing Trossard from Brighton. The versatile Belgium ace 28 is set to join Arsenal's Mikel Arteta's title chasers for an initial 21 million. Pardon me, the Athletic claims Arteta's spending may not end there. It's reckoned the Gunners boss and transfer guru Edu are exploring every possible opportunity for new faces. Okay, we should, despite not having an endless supply of cash. The duo accept it's always difficult to strengthen the squad in January. However, options in various positions are being assessed with views to potential bids before deadline day. Arsenal are known to be in the hunt for a new midfielder. We read that Athletic article earlier today. Check out my other video, people. I can't lie, it's too long. I'm not going over it again. And while it's unlikely a big move for West Ham's Declan Rice occurs, there could be the chance of an arrival on loan. Telemans is another in Arteta's sight, yet Leicester could be reluctant to part ways with his deal expiring in the summer. A new forward is also on the cards following Gabriel Jesus' injury, and reports claim the Gunners are keeping tabs on Bournemouth star Jadon Anthony. The 23-year-old is a former academy player and is also out of contract this year. The Cherries are open to selling him this month. He's been a bench player for them, but Anthony will not go for cheap due to additional interest from Leicester, Gladbach and Leverkusen. Unless we're buying him to sell, I don't see how he helps us. Big up Freddie, man, my guy. Yesterday, he put out a tweet, people, in relation to Leandro Trossard's agent. I personally offered Leao to Arsenal. This is the most beautiful club for him, and the football they're playing suits him perfectly. The deal took 48 hours, which shows how much Arsenal wanted him. He also confirms he'll sign a 4.5-year deal. So that tells you that this is how football works. It's not always... Obviously, Arsenal have been looking at him since he was at Genk. Obviously, one of our coaches has crossed paths with him. Obviously, with his contract, the position he plays and the failed pursuit of other players, he had to have been on the radar. But it's not always clubs going out for players. Sometimes, you know, just like with Mendes, he's gone and found Felix a club, Ronaldo a club. Sometimes agents put things in your path, and it makes sense for everyone. It made sense for Brighton to part ways, it made sense for Arsenal to bring him in, made sense for Trossard at 28 years of age to make a big jump to this club. It made sense. So, yeah, I'm a happy man. But anyways, apparently Fabrizio has also said, people, breaking news in the morning became a here we go in the afternoon because Arsenal have been really fast. Arsenal in 24 hours completed everything with Brighton and the player. They wanted him to be really strong and really fast on the deal. What happened? The first contact was 2 days ago when Arsenal decided to make an opening bid to Brighton, and Brighton said no and turned down the first opening proposal. Then the second bid was the right one, 25 million total packages, but including add-ons. So it's around 21 million guaranteed plus 4 to 5 million add-ons. So an agreement is completed for this package between Arsenal and Brighton. Smash the like button. Keep your opinions coming, people. During the afternoon on Thursday, agreement with the player was really fast. Let me say, Trossard had some opportunities in France, of course, in England, but he only wanted Arsenal. He immediately said yes to Arsenal when they called him, when Mikel Arteta also had a conversation with the player. Trossard was super happy about this possibility, and so an agreement was really fast. And we can say Trossard, after medical tests on Friday in London, will become a new Arsenal player. It's not over yet in relation to our January spending, because the market is open and Arsenal will explore opportunities. Keep an eye on the right-back situation. We know Fulham are interested in Cedric, so let's see if Arsenal will decide to do something in that position. They appreciate Ivan Fresnadar, but also many other clubs, including Newcastle, Juventus and Wolves. So it's an open race for the talented right-back. Let's see what Arsenal will decide to do in that position. Also for midfield, there could be some opportunity. But for now, the priority for Arsenal was a new attacking player, and it will be Trossard. Arsenal will keep an eye on the market in the final days. That's what that said, people. Trossard's arrival at Arsenal means Arsenal under Mikel Arteta have signed 8 players from Premier League clubs. That's as many as they had in the previous 11 years. Less Williams, more of these sort of guys. In relation to Fresnadar, allegedly, Cedric is one step away from joining Fulham after a personal agreement and missing some fringe, whatever that means, between clubs, according to what they say in England. Now Arsenal wants to offer for Fresnadar before next week and try to have him for this season. Allegedly, it is what it is, man, in that regards. Makes sense then. I love this transfer business. Are we getting a midfielder too? Inshallah, man. Edu needs to get Savic and Krasnodar. I don't know who Krasnodar is, but I don't think we're getting Milinkovic-Savic in Jan. Edu took that trash talk personally. I believe he'll be the centre defensive mid backup as well. Looks like he missed the midday deadline to play United. Hopefully not, man. Big up DG, just tuned in. You covered Olise already. We'll go over it, but I did cover it in the video that came out just before he went live. They changed Gaffer over the summer and he switched to a back three. Fair enough. So he can play in the back three, can play in the 4, can play centre half, as well as allegedly left back and defensive mid. He's going to have to define himself. Am I, in relation to the Polish lad, am I a centre back that can play defensive mid? Am I a defensive mid who can play centre back or whatever and take it from there? But Arteta has shown he likes multifunctional players, man. Kiwior has played a lot as a number 6 this season. Has Arteta seen something he likes for this dude as a backup for Partey? Hopefully, or he bring him in there then, man. Why signing this Polish guy? I thought we were signing Ndiko on a free in the summer. I mean, you can do both, but who knows, man? If this guy's signing now, Ndiko, I don't know. Maybe we wanted to sign Ndiko. Maybe like what you see with a lot of these contracts running down. A lot of people want to, maybe, you look at Zenolio, you look at Telemans. I'm sure if certain clubs and projects that are too tough to turn down, they won't sign, they'll make moves. But it could also be great to run down your deal until the summer and see all your options. Because let's just say I commit to Arsenal at this moment in time, but Real Madrid wanted me or whatever. So it makes sense. You've got more options, really. And, you can't rule out signing Ivan as well. But wait, this man signing, we don't know. Maybe we wanted to sign Ndika. Frankfurt have said no in relation to January, or Ndika wants to keep his cards close to his chest. I don't know. Getting Declan will be the cherry on top of the cake. Probably have to wait a couple of months, and we'll have to see how that assesses. Confirmed, Trossard is fit to play this Sunday. Sorry, man said summer. This Sunday against Man United, if Arsenal manage to get him registered by the PL deadline, which we hope so. We don't know. Hopefully that the letters have been put in it. When you look at his attacking stats, and again, these will look a bit better as he leaves Brighton and joins Arsenal. He's played the least games, Trossard, because he hasn't played in 2023 in the Premier League. When you look at him, Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard, Martinelli and Saka have played 18 games. Odegaard 1 behind them with 17, and Trossard is 2 behind Saka and Martinelli, 1 behind Odegaard. When you look at the goals, he's level with Martinelli. They both have 7. Saka's got 6. Odegaard's got 8 assists. He's tied with Martinelli, and they both play on the left-hand side. They both got 2 assists. Odegaard's got 5. Saka's got 7. In terms of chances created, Martinelli's created 31. Saka has created 39. Odegaard has 38. And Trossard, through a mixture of being at Brighton, us being in better form, him not playing, obviously they're going to be a bit screwed, but they'll look a bit better. But the numbers are numbering, people. And what I said in my last video, Odegaard, Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, Trossard, Smith Rowe, probably missing out. Can force Xhaka in there. Zinchenko, if I haven't said that, we're getting the technical dons back, man. We're getting the technical dons back at the carpet. Guys that can actually play football. F-U-T-O-L. Football. If you know, you know, people. But yeah, we've been linked with Jaden Anthony, Bandulu players. Ain't got time for that, man. We've been linked with Olise, people. Palace have shagged us and shagged everyone else because apparently they've removed the 35 million buyout clause for Olise. Bring him. I don't think he's consistent enough in a lot of games or over 90 minutes. Defensively, he'd have to improve. He's not alone, but the goal Bruno scored, he's gone to sleep. Fantastic free kick. We should have signed him when he was at Reading. 8 million quid. And to lose Zaha and Olise would be a bitter pill to swallow. They're probably going to ask for 50. But for Olise, he is also attracting interest from the Premier League ahead of this summer's transfer window. Arsenal among the clubs monitoring his progress. I mean, as you should be. He's a young player, fits our remit. He's wavy. Palace, we've got a little link up going. Ian Wright clubs, Vieira's there. Sort us out, innit? Zaha's set to leave. Who really cares about Zaha at this moment in time? Trying to stay on task with Olise, people. Palace are understood to have reached an agreement with Olise last year to remove a 35 million buyout clause from his deal, meaning the club are not contractually obliged to accept a bid if it matches the release clause. Meanwhile, Olise remains on England's radar despite the forward's 2 caps for France's under-21s, and he was at the Toulon tournament for France. There's a sense at the Football Association that Olise is heavily leaning towards a senior international career at France. Nevertheless, they will continue to monitor the talented youngster. The attacker was born in England and is eligible to represent England, Nigeria, Algeria, and France, people. So, yeah, it is what it is, people. You know, the headline isn't quite as lit. Cedric Suarez is 1 step away from joining Fulham after agreeing personal terms. Arsenal want to send an offer to Real Valladolid for Ivan Fresnadar before next week in a deal that will see him join the club this season. Bring him, man. Bring him. Bring him. Bring him to the carpet, man. Simple business. On Arsenal, planning for the summer is already underway with the club mounting a concerted bid to sign Declan Rice. Arteta has emphasised internally and in the media the importance of Arsenal maximising every transfer window. Although the club acknowledged the difficulty of the January market, their effort to strengthen the squad are expected to continue. Signing Trossard would not seriously inhibit Arsenal's spending potential when it comes to their long-term plans. Planning for the summer is already underway. It also leaves the possibility open of strengthening further before the window closes. I mean, there is one guy I would badly love to sign a new deal because there's more emotional attachment than anything at Reece Nelson, but with Martinelli, with, you know, not just in terms of attacking players, with Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe now, probably need to keep it moving, Reece Nelson. Indirectly, you've got Eddie Nketiah and Jesus, who might not play in the same roles, but there's only Fabio Vieira as well. There's only a certain amount of attacking players that can be on the bench. And obviously, we need to run the rule over Balogun. Once again, you know, any sort of Trossard nonsense has been quashed, people, because again, Albert worked with him at Gent, so any concerns over attitude, he probably could have relayed that to Arteta, a conversation they probably had that night. He's a cool guy. Leandro Trossard is a player Mikel Arteta and his staff know well. Assistant coach Albert Sievenberg was his manager at Gent in 2017 and has obviously, you know, quashed concerns about his attitude after recent comments. You know, it doesn't mean you've got an attitude problem if you just have a disagreement with someone. You know, if somebody makes me angry right now, am I an angry person or has someone peed me off? And you lot the same. Allegedly, Trossard signed his Arsenal contract before midday today. There had been no confirmation over his registration ahead of the match against United on Sunday, but it is sounding hopeful. Chelsea had positioned themselves to sign Arsenal-bound Jakub Kiwior before eventually signing Benoit. We beat them for a signing as well, man. We beat them for a signing, people. Once again, Arsenal have completed that signing, allegedly. Arsenal have taken advantage of Real Madrid's uncertainty and have practically closed the deal for Real Valladolid right by Ivan Fresnadar. Mikel Arteta personally convinced the player to join and he'll fly to London in the coming days. What's this article? Google Translate, help us out. Fed up with Ancelotti, he authorised his agent to travel to London to negotiate his move to Arsenal. Goodbye, Real Madrid. Ivan Fresnadar had slipped in as one of Real Madrid's futures to reinforce the right-hand side, was in their academy. Perez had received a recommendation from scouts and had on the table the option to pay the termination clause of 10 million euros. Obviously, Calverhouse days are gone, people. Where does it just mention Arsenal, people? Here, Mikel Arteta has personally convinced Fresnadar to change to the Emirates Stadium. He'll take a flight to London in the next few days, as reported by Central Defence. Everything is practically closed with the Gunners. And you did see a couple of days ago, he was in London, people, at a hotel. But we have to remember, until people are holding shirts, the dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. Smash the like button, people. And he's someone that's got interest from Real Madrid, Juventus, Newcastle, Man United, and actually Chelsea as well as Arsenal. He's someone held in high regards, the 18-year-old who just started his life. Obviously, with Cedric going, I'm here for that, you know. Arteta being Spanish, you have to keep your eye open to La Liga, bring it in. And it only remains to be seen if he'll join immediately or if they'll bet on keeping him on loan in Spain until the end of the season. One hand of me says, you know what, I would like another right back if Cedric goes, because even though I don't rate Cedric, Tomiyasu, the one thing around him is injuries. Benjamin White, the more you play him, the more you kind of run the risk of him getting a knock, God forbid. So there could be that. But at the same time, he's just got into the Valladolid side. He's playing well. He's developing. You know, as an 18-year-old, you're going to make mistakes. It wouldn't necessarily affect us if he's there. So as much as I would like to bring him in immediately, could it be worth getting him? Because we hear in a couple of games, his price tag jumps from 10, 15 million odd euros to 30. Let him stay at Valladolid for a year, build up, well, end of the season, build up some experience and keep it moving. I mean, he's 18. He's got his best days in front, carries resale value, can help us in the short, medium and long term. Make it happen, innit? Used to pray for times like this. We're just signing everyone. We already heard this, but Leandro Trossard is undergone his medical at London Coley, people. So this was earlier today. What is this? We saw this yesterday, people. Leandro Trossard to Arsenal. Here we go. Full agreement reached between the clubs. 27 million personal terms agreed. Exclusive news confirmed, says Romano. Trossard will sign his Arsenal contract soon. Medical tests will take place in London. So yeah, obviously things have developed quite a lot since then, people. 4-year deal agreed. Personal terms never an issue as he turned down 2 clubs for Arsenal. Will pay 21 million plus 6 million add-ons to Brighton. Deal completed in 24 hours after first contact on Wednesday, people. So there you have it, people. And for other things, he's been liking stuff on social media, doing the Mudryk thing. We've also been linked. We've never seen this guy in my life. Arsenal interested in 19-year-old centre-back Osman Diamonde, who plays for CB Mafra in the second tier of Portugal. His club have put a 10 million price on him. I mean, if he's good enough and he carries resale value and all that good stuff, make it happen. But I can't tell you if he's good or bad, people. I don't know what he's on. Allegedly, Leandro Trossard signed his deal before noon today, but no confirmation over his registration ahead of Sunday's game. Sounding hopeful, though. Pardon me, Arsenal are close to reaching an agreement for Fresnadar. This article has said JK has been one of the best young centre-backs in Serie A this season for a season and a half now, and going to Arsenal is a natural progression, considering how Arsenal play and the sort of player he is. A great move for him in Arsenal. Yeah. Him and Lokonga played together. Right, Lokonga, you got to fix up, boy. Your boy needs to tell you to fix up. I hope you're not on this Lokonga thing. You're hitting the ground running. Big up Lokonga, though. Marseille tried to sweep him, did not bang where Trossard's concerned. And yeah, people, 27 million pound deal, 21 million guaranteed plus 6 million add-ons. His salary is in the region of 90 grand a week, people. I mean, his girlfriend done this on social media, you know, a nice little Photoshop thing. So there you have it. So Nolio's available for sale. Roma have cut off contract talks. He's been linked with Arsenal. I don't believe it. The Rafinha links full circle. La Liga headache has changed his mind over Arsenal transfer and he'd now welcome a move. Lol. For what it's worth, Rafinha now wants to join Arsenal in the next couple of transfer windows, according to reports. Couple. So if you don't do it now, the last one's the summer. I think if you don't sign in the summer, if Arsenal still want you, surely it's done there, really and truly. Okay, I don't believe this, people, but Arsenal were understood to be interested in signing 26-year-old before he left Leeds to move to Barca, but Rafinha had his heart on Barcelona. There had been speculation that Arsenal could look to sign another attacker before the end of the window. One report recently said he's keen on a move to Arsenal, while more reliable journalists insisted that Rafinha wants to stay at the Camp Nou after winning his first trophy. Okay, this doesn't say anything, but this Spanish article is now saying they insist Rafinha is now the priority for Arteta and Edu as they seek another attacker before the window closes. Okay, let's see what's going on. But it says they've slapped a 100 million euro price tag, and it says Xavi has no intention of allowing him to leave and has completely closed the doors on the transfer, with Rafinha now becoming a headache for the Barcelona boss. Arsenal is a destination that pleases him, and Jean Laporte is not standing in his way either, although there are rumours that Barcelona want 100 million euros for him to leave. Forget about it, man, really and truly. I think that's the same article, folks. Klopp told Moussa Diaby is perfect signing with Arsenal keen. Arsenal have been linked with Moussa Diaby, as you know. Allegedly, people, a German journalist has said, we know that Arsenal already had contact with Moussa Diaby for last summer, so he's still on the list, just not for the winter. We heard Leverkusen don't want to sell him. Perhaps if Arsenal have a lot of money somewhere, maybe 100 million, Leverkusen would then have a discussion, but I don't think Arsenal can spend that, as we've seen from the amount they were prepared to pay for Mudryk. He's still a hot topic at Newcastle, but even they weren't able to spend more than 70 million euros. He's really expensive, and Leverkusen will keep hold of him if a crazy offer doesn't arise. I don't see an offer coming at this moment. Perhaps Liverpool will join the poker table at some point because he's perfect for this team. But for now, I don't think there'll be any movement. I mean, Klopp's there, fellow German lad. I mean, isn't Mokoko's contract running down? We might as well get involved in that, man, really. Zanolio's a talented player, but as you can see, mad injuries. I'm not going to get at the man for having COVID or having the flu. He's had 2 big ACL injuries, people, as you can see, mad thing there, and he's had some others. So, and this is a 23-year-old, really, so it's probably a myth. Once again, I think we've just read this with Moussa Diaby, people. Again, this 90-minute article, well, no, this ain't actually the 90-minute article, but again, we were linked with Fernando Torres, and he previously said that. 90-minute also said we've been linked with the Napoli lad. Is pretty sure to consider that one there is gone. We have also been linked with Raheem Sterling. Apparently, Chelsea want to get rid. Let's see what this article is saying. So, yeah, we're close to confirming 2 signings. You know, the Polish centre-back, you know, Kiwior, and obviously Leandro Trossard of Belgium. As you lot can see, we've just kind of gone over that. What else have they got? Well, Fernando Torres confirmed. Orlando confirmed to me that there was contact with Arsenal, but then I left for the World Cup. We'll see how it goes. I would love to play in Europe. It's a dream I've had since I was a kid. Fulham are still in talks with Cedric Suarez. As I just said, a Spanish outlet. In the same way, it seemed like Polish news were talking about this lad that we're signing, and then obviously plays in Italy, Italian news. Football is universal, but then Sterling plays in England, Arsenal, an English club like Chelsea. Why is a Spanish article talking about Sterling leaving, the first sort of port of contact? I'm not saying they're wrong, but I'd look at the credibility. Chelsea, you know, he's played a lot of times under Graham Potter, and not a single attacking player is thriving. You'd imagine Sterling is part of the rebuild, and he'll be a player to survive Chelsea's transitional period. I'd welcome Sterling, but yeah, we've inquired about Diaby before, people. We've been quoted 100 million euros. We're keeping an eye on Mitoma of Brighton. We're eyeing a summer move for Declan Rice. Apparently, we've lodged a 71 million pound bid for Vlahovic. Myth. We've been told 100 million euros for Rafinha. We've just spoken about Fresnadar. Yeah, man. So that seems to be that where all the transfer news is currently concerned, people. What are you guys saying as well? Let me know your thoughts. Transfer news. Let's call it that. And then we're all right. Big up you lot for tuning in, folks. 203 likes, 600 of you locked in. Come on, can we get to the 300 barrier? Shout out to you lot on Twitch. I've been airing you lot. Let's see what's going on. Chelsea splashing cash and will still flop. Todd is clueless. I don't know, man. Normally you get things right, man. We're not going to get KK, but let's hope, man. I think he go Real Madrid as well. Arsenal is a big club historically, but in recent times, we haven't done enough to show players like KK they should join us. Hopefully, Mikel Arteta's got something. DG doing the works out here. Saka has 7 goals. I mean, I don't know why I said that then. Did he get counted for the Spurs thing? I would start Trossard ahead of Nketiah. He's more clinical. I mean, Eddie's done nothing to be dropped. Why not give him problems, man? You know, I agree. Trossard is better for the pressing and all of that stuff. But if Eddie Nketiah keeps doing what he's been doing, you don't deserve to be dropped. You know, once you get an opportunity, hold on to it. Clearly, if Gabriel Jesus was fit tomorrow, for me, you walk into the team. But it's not about being fair. It's about doing what's right for the club. But Eddie's given every bit of confidence to Mikel Arteta. Same way Martinelli took advantage of Smith Rowe not being fit for 6 months. Take advantage or lose your spot. Tierney's waiting in the wings. Tomiyasu at fullback. They can't get in because Zinchenko's doing what he's doing. Benjamin White said, all right, cool. I reckon I could play centre back. I'm going to go lock down right back. The centre halves now. If we bring in this Polish lad, you any messing about, you lose your spot. Good headaches for Mikel Arteta now. We need depth. There's a lot of games in all comps. And if we aspire to be this team challenging for stuff, we need depth. We need options. And I would say fans need to understand that because some fans are starting to get it now. But fans always do this funny business. Oh, we got Smith Rowe. We can't bring in Odegaard. We got this. We can't that. What about this? What about that? And then they criticize the club. So we need good headaches. Debut goal against United by God's grace, man. Shout out Tanzania. Appreciate that. Defense is stacked if we get the right back. Good options, man. I'm from Poland, so I'm supposed to be excited. We got a Polish guy, but with him, I just can't. Why not? Be excited, man. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Good day, DG. I don't know who this Kiwior guy is, though. Are we planning to use Ben White as cover for Party? I don't know. We might have to. If he's Polish, then I'm Martian. I don't know what you're getting at there, my guy, but good luck to you, bro. I wouldn't mind a 2-year loan, build himself up. Think Tierney is going to go and Tomiyasu is going to be left, but I think Tierney might cut as well. Hope not, though. What are we cooking? Who knows, man? Would you rather have Holden loitering around the squad or Cedric? Holden, really? I don't know how many of you remember Bielik, but Kiwior is not even close to his skill. I don't know, man. Edu's back on his jerk bad. Shout out by J.A. Tugs, mate. Shout out my Baguna, mate. Please don't be rubbed like Bambi. Spurs link with Zanolia. Come on, man. Go there and stink up the place, man. People get the likes up to 600. Ambitious South London, man. Subscribe road to 100K. 100 million for of that flop. Hold that Barca. He's not worth 100 million. Trossard is going to put on which jersey number. Who knows? And who really cares, man? Just do the business. I don't know. What numbers are free? Who's wearing number 13? Would love someone. Owners of Arsenal are so stingy. You say that, but can you really say that? Look how much money is looking like it's going to be spent in January. Look how much we spent in the summer and the year before. We can criticize the Kroenkes historically, but I don't think you can call them stingy. If I'm devil's advocate, what we have or haven't done in the last couple of markets has been on right the things that we get praised for and critique for, not bringing anyone in January, getting things done and not things done in the summer and the summer before that when Ramsdale Benjamin came in. It's on Mikel Arteta and Edu for the things they've done well and right. I don't think you can criticize them, really. It's been more on us not being able to get certain things done, or like last summer, not criticizing the club, but starting off well with Zinchenko, with Jesus and whatnot, and then obviously not being able to get a wing or a centre mid at the time, really. Or with this Mudryk thing, it's done. I'm not criticizing anyone, but it's not on them. The Kroenkes have shown we put people in place. You lot do what you need to do. I don't think you could sit there and any successes or failures place blatantly at the feet of them, if I'm honest. Daily Dusan never ends. The Sterling news is BS. That PSV winger Chelsea has signed. His injury record is a madness for a player. Very young. Agendas have to run. Amen. Last season or 2 seasons ago, we could buy Coutinho for 26 million. And now we got Kiwior. I mean, Coutinho would have been Bandulu, really and truly. It would have been crap for Arsenal. Shout out the Ugandans. Anthony. Great. Listen, everyone gets a chance, man. I hope Sambi Lokonga works out as well. This ain't FIFA. We need a deep squad to deal with fatigue. Tell him again. He seems a left-footed centre-back, my guy. Are we signing Ivan Fresnadar? Until we see medicals, here we go, shouts. Who knows, man? 17. Oh, yeah, give him that. We're just reading Lewandowski advised Barcelona to sign Kiwior in September. He's probably helping his countrymen out, but if you're ending up at Barca, you must be all right. Or saying that, you saw how the hell did Longley, especially what he did for Spurs yesterday, how the hell did you end up at Barcelona? Apparently, before we signed him, West Ham, Juventus, Milan, and Dortmund all looked to sign him over the last 8 months. So hopefully he's all right. Wondering how Kiwior fits into Arteta's system. I think he's planning to have multiple systems, as you should, man. Shout out to Tanzania in the building as well. Mudryk smokescreen for Trossard and Kiwior, Edu Masterclass. Bro, if Mudryk doesn't bang, then it's the same thing they said with Jorginho, with Cucurella, with Fred, that City did. Pump fakes. We have to nothing changes but the agendas. Kiwior looks a bit like when we were linked to Lisandro Martinez, and I watched his highlight, it looks a bit like him. I mean, clearly, in an ideal world, we would have got a winger, a centre mid, and a left-sided centre-back all last summer. Lisandro Martinez was on joining us. His old gaffer, Ten Hag, said, I want you at United. Done. Rafinha, we was third choice. And forget the players, just the profiles, we was third choice. He wanted Chelsea with Champions League if he couldn't get the dream Barcelona move. Douglas Luiz, Telemans, anything else did not bang. Is what it is. Even here we go. Shouts on 100%. Look at Cucurella. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. I mean, Marie needs to leave, man. Hopefully, respectfully, Pablo, Marie, Cedric, you got to be no more now. Simple as that. Sambi can't. Samba, unfortunately, he's gone. I'll always retain faith, but like, if Sambi can't lock down us, like, if you get an opportunity from now to the end of the season, you don't lock it down, then I think you need to go on loan, because reality is, Jakub, you know what? If the Congo is doing what he needs to do at this moment, I and you lot might be looking at the centre mid position a lot differently. Maybe Arteta and Edu, if I'm completely honest with you. Again, if this Kiwior you can play defensive mid like you've seen, then without seeing you play there per se, I'd have to assume you're better than Lokonga in that role, because if anything happens to Partey, it's El Nene. So you've now got El Nene, my man, potentially in front of you, really, and also the luxury, like we saw against Wolves. Any messing about with Xhaka and Partey and they're not there, then maybe we kind of just tweak how we're playing. We go with Odegaard, Vieira, Zinchenko, Smith Rowe in that 8 row. So Lokonga's got to get his act together. I do think you would see a better Lokonga if he was just confident, but he's very confident. He's looking like looks like he needs a hug. Looks like a little boy that's lost his mum. You know, looks like he needs a hug. Looks like he needs to find that self-confidence. I think Arteta gives confidence to everyone, and I think you look a bit better. But I don't know what you are. You don't look like an 8 I want to see at this moment in time at Arsenal. You don't look like you can be trusted as a lone 6. You look like a box-to-box man. The game kind of passes you by. Like, I'm not saying you need to do a madness, but even Oxford United, man, don't really know you're playing. You've come off. Xhaka's come on. El Nene's looked a bit better as well. We paid 20 million quid on him, but he's 23 years of age now, and I always draw for these comments, man. I always draw for these comments, really. I'm not saying you need to be the finished article, but I remember Wenger in relation to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, and while Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has showed, you know, little flutters of form, he's had a great career, played for his country, won stuff at Arsenal and Liverpool. You know, again, if you forget, people, that this is isolated to Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain at the time, and just look at the first paragraph, 2 paragraphs, people. Could this apply to Lokonga if you've never seen it before? He is now 23, which he is, and 24 this month. He is now 23. At 23, you become a football player who is the finished article. Before 23, you learn your job. At 23, you become more consistent. You know what's expected of you. You know how to deal with the pressure, with the situation, with the competition inside the squad. And Lokonga, I don't know how, but you was, you know, so what happened here? Can you lot still hear me? Oh. Sorry about that, folks. Can you lot still hear me? That was a problem. Yeah, it froze for a sec. I don't know how, but we heard Yaya Toure links. Don't look like Yaya Toure to me. Somehow you was captain at Anderlecht, so there should be a level of mentality there already. I'm not saying he doesn't, but you seem like I said, you seem like a young man who just wants his mum, really and truly, and you seem like a bit of an introvert. I won't say you're a whiner, but you just seem like, not that people owe you something, but you seem like a bit of a crybaby. Even reacted in the All or Nothing doc when Eddie's telling you to pattern up, man up, basically. Like, I think if you could think a bit like Eddie, I think you'd be a lot better. At the end of the day, you need confidence. You need to find your own confidence. If you lot don't believe you lot can do whatever jobs you do, then why would your manager? If I don't believe that I'm okay at YouTube, why the hell would you lot follow or subscribe to me? So you need to get yourself in there. I think the project of what we're doing, it's a healthy platform for young players to make mistakes. You've seen players make mistakes, and we just get on with it. Mistakes happen, you know. Arteta has all the faith in his players, or you wouldn't be there. But you need to find that belief. You can't care how good Xhaka, Partey, or Nene are. You need to believe you can bring something to the table. And I don't know if he does or doesn't. I do think if he looked a lot more confident, he looked 10 times a better player. But honestly, boy, it's a bit mad. Love for the super chat, my guy. Big up yourself, DG. Here for the people every day. Much love to you. This year's up for you, bro. I hope it is, and I hope it's bigger and better for everyone. Thank you for your support and the super chat, broski. Appreciate that. I think Sambi has the ability to some degree. It's down to his mentality. I saw Sambi struggle and get taken off against Oxford, and I thought about how it would be if we get Champions League. I don't think this league is his speed. I just think, you know what, if we're still saying the same things that we're saying this season, then you need to go on loan next season. Maybe if Burnley get promoted or something, go and play 20, 30 games, get your confidence, get some competence in that role, get some consistency, and we'll see, because everyone develops at different rates, innit? We'll see what happens. But, boy, we ain't got time to waste. And as we get better and better, even guys that play week in, week out at this football club right now, there might have to be some serious decisions Arteta makes to be cruel to them but kind to himself, to the club, and ultimately get to where we need to get to. Do you trust El Nene at 6 if Partey is out? Yeah, in the current squad, because El Nene obviously isn't quite my man, but you know what you see is what you're going to get with El Nene. I'm kind of vexed that he's injured at this moment, really. You know, he's not going to have the glee of Partey. He's not going to do what Jakub, but he knows his job. He knows his limitations. If there's 5 to 10 games, I know El Nene is going to give me a 6 out of 10 or something like that minimum. He's never going to be lit on the ball. He's a limited player, but there's a certain level of ultimately confidence. And that's what we need, especially if allegedly we're going for a title challenge and trying to confirm Champions League football, trying to maintain what we've got, because nothing is set in stone. We have not won the league. We have not confirmed mathematically a Champions League place. We have not got to that final/won the Europa League. The harshness is Arteta needs to play the players that he thinks can win a game of football. Currently, Lokonga is not in that. That's not me trying to get at Lokonga. It's not. The first thing Arteta has to do is protect his job. Anything goes, yeah, when you do well, you get praise. If you do shaky things, man are going to say, why did you play this? Why did you play that? Just like, ironically, we're playing Man United on Sunday, just like the Man United game. I think Arteta Arsenal, all the players, we could all take responsibility for that Old Trafford game because we lost. That's all that matters. I don't think we heeded warnings when Anthony had a couple of chances before, specifically Zinchenko. I do think Lokonga did some okay passes. Him and Saka played some lovely passes over the top, but we switched off. And at the time, when we made those changes, I think in the second half, United scored almost instantly. So we've all got to take responsibility. And indirectly, we know Old Trafford is a ground we struggle to go to. Indirectly, the transfer people at the club have to take the blame because we went into the Old Trafford game underprepared. Lokonga looks like a duck out of water, hasn't really laid down a marker at this club. Looked the best in pre-season when he signed. Why are we going to Old Trafford with that? Respectfully to Lokonga. Why are we going to it? So everybody needs to take collective blame for that indirectly. When I think of Lokonga, I actually always think of Tomiyasu. I go back to Brighton away last season and look, we were lucky to get a point. But if you remember that game, Brighton away last season, we were very lucky to get a point in that. I think it was 0-0. I looked at Tomiyasu's face after the game. It looked like a man who said, yeah, this is what they say. When they say the Premier League, cool. Lokonga, it looked like the same thing. But Tomiyasu looked like he bucked up his ideas. Currently, I don't know what's on with Lokonga. That's why you're holding bench at this moment in time. But I agree with you, DG Longley is awful, bro. That man there. You start playing 3 centre-backs, your team's not really that good. Our eyes can see it, man. It's just not there. Monza is looking good to stay out this season in Serie A. Pablo Mari would move to Italy either way. But they've got an obligation, Frank. So let's hope they all stay in that division and then he's not our problem anymore. 268 likes, people. Come on, you're acting. You're actually acting. Unexpected high bills due. El Nene has a slight knock. I mean, he got a slight knock in the summer, innit? And that shift, along with Partey, that shifted our plans towards targeting, a centre mid versus a winger. And I hope we sign a centre mid this season. Gabriel replacement sorted. Now it's time to sort out the Partey replacement. Shout out yourself, T. Hey, DG, thanks for the top content. Do you think that given our cover at right back as centre back, Ben White could fill in that defensive mid for Partey in case of an injury? I think he's got the capacity to do it. But whether Arteta's on it or not, I don't know. Ivan Fresnadal will be our Rico Lewis if we get it. We've got it on the right with Zini, with the inverted fullback role, and Arteta wants that option on the right. Send Sambi back to Anderlecht. Well, find that receipt. Wait, if that's me, you got to call the bank and say, yo, someone's done fraud on my account. We didn't mean to do this. No, I like Lokonga, but come on, man. Sounds like Camavinga ain't happy in Spain. You think we could try and get him on loan would be perfect. I mean, if Real Madrid, they were stupid enough to let go of Odegaard, didn't it? Bring him. We got a good relationship with them. I'm not quite going to say Ceballos, but yeah. No longer. That's harsh. You lot are harsh, man. You lot are very harsh. Shout out yourself, K. Need a centre mid now to compete. Trossard was a free brother. Big up Edu and his team for that. Eddie has so much mentality. I think his mentality trumps his talent. He seems like one of those players that will continue to get better year after year. Exactly. And what I like about Eddie is he's got self-belief, bro. Only 3 people in this life need to believe in you. God, the man upstairs, in a footballing sense, the gaffer, because the world could be saying Eddie is good or bad enough. It's what the gaffer thinks. And fundamentally, you need self-confidence. If you don't believe in yourself, it's a myth from there. And obviously, there's stages, I'm sure, managers, players, everybody loses their confidence in life as well. But you need to get that back in. You need to get that back. You need to know bad games and good games don't define you. You're not the bee's knees when you win. You're not crap when you lose. Just get on with it. And I like that from Eddie. And I mean, you look at his career. He's been released by Chelsea. He's had to deal with people thinking he's good or not. Obviously, he's a young striker trying to develop at a club that's trying to redevelop. He's really, for the bulk of his time at Arsenal, been judged on performing in 10 and 12 and 8-minute stages. So, yeah. Lokonga is simply not built for Prem football. He's so low on confidence, and we haven't got time to build him up like that. If he isn't no big along with the current group. I remember Trossard was cooking Tomiyasu last season at the Amex. Kulu and Leao in the summer. Dream. I mean, on Kulusevski, where is it? Where is it? I mean, no clue how it actually turns from an option to buy to an obligation, people. But, Kulusevski, in fact, one sec, before we look at that, Kulusevski, I'm sure yesterday, I'm sure you're Arsenal fan, man. You need to stay in North London, bro. You would be lit. You would be lit. You would be lit. Apparently we were close to signing him this summer. He went over them sides. He said it in an interview before, and he's also been pictured at the Emirates as well previously. I need to find it, man, with Henry and that. I need to find it, man. If he was on my watch along yesterday, we was obviously pre-ing it, people. where he was at the Emirates in his younger days, people. But I don't know how it turns from a mandatory buy option to this. But, you know, if they're, I can't lie, it's audacious. But when you look at the Spurs deal, it's a 10 million euro loan fee until 2023, a mandatory buy clause for him for 35 million, which is great business for Spurs. We haven't done that too many times. If he plays 50% of the Premier League matches, at least 45 minutes, Spurs get Champions League spot next season. There's no mandatory buy clause this summer, only buy option. The club is super happy with him. Wait, you got to get onto your agent, my guy. If you do it, you're silly. Because Conte might snake you. Kane might even leave. It could get mad. It could get mad. It really could get mad. And apparently he's previously said he'd play for Arsenal. I mean, I can't lie. I'm fully on it. Like, I'll fully be on an audacious attempt for him, people. But I don't know. In fact, oh crap, big up Arsenal on Arsenal's Twitter dons, because as you can see here, bro, come on, man. Come on, man. You know you want to sign for us, man. You know you don't want to sign for Spurs, man. Come on, man. You don't want to play Fernando's FC. Kane is off to Spain. I don't know where he's off to. We need to loan out Lokonga. If nothing changes, then yeah. Sambi needs time in the Championship to get kicked up at Burnley and Sunderland, and he'll learn Premier League football. Just needs to define himself. Like, I'm sure Arteta knows, and Edu, because they bought you. I'm sure you know, but there's got to be something. You've captained your club in your homeland. You've been capped one time for Belgium, even though you sound like a kid throwing toys out the pram when you criticize not being called up again. Not that you deserve that. But what are you? I know you're a centre mid, but what are you? Like, what are you? What are your strengths? Yeah, you signed for Arsenal to some degree. You're good on the ball and all of that. I do like your language style, that you're a bit like Ainsley and that you don't panic. But what are you? And I think that kind of goes against Sambi. But what are you? Are you a 6? Are you an 8? Can you play both? You don't look that good as a. You're not an 8 I want to see. You know, the Fabio Vieiras, the Smith Rowes, the Zinchenko's, the Odegaards. Next brothers coming in, Granit Xhaka's there as well. These are guys I want to see play 8. That's 8 stuff for me, not what Sambi does. Maybe with confidence, I see passing range, I see all of these things. 6, I'm playing El Nene there before you. I'm probably switching it and saying, you know what, forget the 6 thing. We might as well just double down on the Wenger ball stuff if we don't bring a next one in. And I want Lokonga to plug a gap somewhere. You know, you're of the right profile. Clearly bought you for a reason, but I don't know what you're on. Do you think Vieira will become a good player in an Arsenal shirt? I have mixed feelings. Needs to bulk up physically, but I think so. Bring in that Zenolio Donna Xhaka's understudy. He can't stay fit, man. I mean, I've offered my thoughts on my man. He's, from what I know, seems fairly competent. Bring him. If you're on Twitch, subscribe with Amazon Prime. 4:30, we're playing Football Manager again, better yet. I want Kudus. He can play right wing and false 9. I think he could give us another option to win the title. Really? I would like Kudus, though. DG, let's go for Renato Sanchez or Camavinga. Renato Sanchez can stay at yard, man. You don't want this defender. Why? Why? Apparently, top quality prospect Fresnel at right back cover is close to signing for Arsenal. Dreams of free hustle sold separately. Exactly. Until he's holding the show. Oh, I was an Arsenal fan my whole life. It's brazy. Shout the Antigans. I'd like us to try for Kulu in the summer since he's still on loan at Spuds. That will drive them mad, and we know he's a quality player. Sol Campbell 2.0. Hopefully, we can confirm next season we can win the league and confirm it at their place. We can't risk this, but do you think we need Sambi around the starters? Like we see the difference with Vieira when he plays. I mean, Sambi's a body at this moment in time. Declan Rice or Bellingham. Big up Rice, but Bellingham, man, come on. He's wavier. Big up Declan Rice, but like Declan Rice compared to Bellingham, you're the piano pusher, not to underrate Declan Rice, but you're there to do the dirty work. Bellingham does a bit of that, and you do a bit of the ball playing stuff, but he's wavy. We need to send Sambi to Marseille, and I hope he finds some form like Nuno. Bro, Nuno needs to make some peas, man. We need to shot that really. Like, big up Nuno. He's doing well in them over them sides in France, but no one has come back on one of these live streams like, oh, bloody hell, DG. I was watching Marseille and 1v1, he was defensively solid. His marking was this, it was that. Man, praising shooting with his right foot and scoring. That's great, but man, no, you can do that. You got to be able to defend as well, lad. Big up DG. It's looking the 100 million euros is being spent over I think you mean maybe for free players. Heard we're still in the market for a midfielder this Jan. Hopefully. I hope so. El Nene has a slight knock, but he needs to get out of that. Come on, El Nene. You're the best Egyptian in the league. Just like the Klaus Weesian's the best Norway brother in the league. I heard that Haaland fella turned up against Spurs. Crazy. Been missing. Let me stop because we got them next week still. Surely Edu's got the next Brazilian star boy in his black book. Can we make a call to the South American Donnies? Need to get that done, mate. Need to get that done. Get it all done, man. For me, the thing I'm happy about with Trossard is the way he takes his finishes. Like, it sounds stupid, but if the opportunity is on his left, he bangs it with his left. And I do think there's stuff Martinelli and Saka could learn from that, from watching him in training and all these things. Non-stop grafting, lad. Non-stop grafting. A right back and a midfielder. Man said Kodak goals. I must say, I'm a bit impressed with your club spending this winter, mate. By God's grace, I'd rather Olise than Kiwior. Icy 3 settings. Bring what? They're both wavy, innit? Bring them. Bring them. I mean, I used to sign Kulusevski on Football Manager all the time, man. Bring them. United only won because Lukonga is in midfield. Listen, I hear you, Christian, but that's naive. Last time I checked, there's 11 footballers out there, you know. Did it? Because the goals weren't necessarily Lukonga's fault. Not even saying it's just Zinchenko. We switched off. We win, lose, and draw together. Man United away, every Arsenal player, including Arteta, who's the gaffer, has to take responsibility. Cool. If Lukonga, let's just humour you and say Lukonga did make those mistakes for the goals. What did we, you know, and they're 2 minutes flashpoint. So that's 4 minutes and 86 other minutes of football. What did any other Arsenal player do to score or win that game? Cool, we had a goal disallowed, but nah, man. Bellingham and Saka link up, make it happen. Plan A, B, C, D, we can't get through, so we're on plan X, Y, and Z. It's desperate settings for Edu and Vinay. They need to fix up. S, even if that's the case, isn't that what should happen in life? If you try plan A, it doesn't work. You will see where you went wrong. B, C, and the rest of the alphabet. But fundamentally, you get things done. I'm secretly kind of done with Lukonga. I was also at that United game. Sambi's not ready, not even alone. He's talented though. But again, sometimes, as much as I believe in Lukonga, sometimes you need to, we're going to get signings wrong. Sometimes you just need to wrap things up and just get rid. Kulo alluded to playing for us in the summer. If I'm Kulo, I would choose Arsenal over Spurs. Bro, even if you just go back and chill in Italy, it's got to be better than living in Tottenham or, you know, and all them things. Crazy. Conte will leave this summer. Kane is being linked to Bayern this summer more than Spain. I mean, Kane's contracted until 2024. If he signs a new deal, then he's shot himself in the foot. You can be a Spurs legend. I'm sure they'll name one of the booths after you, but the closest you got was a Euros final, isn't it? Really? Well, Euros final, Champions League final. You've won individual accolades, but you always, you know, you're not, you know, it's like, what is it? Is it a bridesmaid? Yeah, it's like a bridesmaid who never becomes a wife, innit? You're catching the flowers. You're the dead friend that, you know, if there's two gal and you go to talk to the nice one and the friend's left by himself, you're always the ugly one, innit? So, and Conte probably going to cut as well. And it looks like Spurs need a transitional period. Like, if I'm a Tottenham fan, bro, I think they need a hell of a lot. Hell of a lot. I think they need at least 2 centre-backs that are on Romero's level and can offer a lot on the ball. As much as you want to be defensively solid, if you're going to play free at the back, especially games like City, your defenders need to have something with on the ball. Midfield needs a revamp, apart from Bentancur. The rest, you know, Basuma, Højbjerg can be used in the squad, but they can't break the lines, you know, and then they're just relying on the individual brilliance of Kulusevski, Son and Kane, who, when you're the first 2/3 of your team are not fixed up, you're in problems. Hugo Lloris as well needs to be addressed. Hopefully they don't address these things. I swear they got that Spence. He thought he was lit. You thought you was lit because you took a cigar picture and Warner reminded us about your Bandili, man. You think because you ripped Arsenal's under 8s, you're lit. The whole club needs to F off and go into liquidation. Power shift hype, my bro. Lukonga is too flat-footed. For me, the biggest thing with Lukonga, he's like a deer in the headlight. Any centre mid that hasn't got awareness, I can't lie, that's a red flag for me. That's like having a centre back that don't read danger. Don't make sense, does it? But I still retain faith in my man. Lukonga is too flat-footed. He doesn't run back on defence. It's annoying. Crazy, man. Kulo or Olise would be lit, though. I don't know if we get a midfielder, though. Sambi against FA Cup. I think you mean India FA Cup. I remember being so mad at him not getting the ball. Just need fight from him. Arsenal fans, please stop with the forced outrage. Damn it, I'm only speaking for myself. I don't know where you're getting any of that from, but good luck to you, man. Chelsea's team's all over the place. Elise ain't got the work rate / intensity. It would be Pepe attitude all over again. He does need to fix up in that regard. Samba is thin, bro. He's in power saving mode all the time. Listen, I like him. I think, you know, that's who you are, innit? Like, but he just needs to pattern. Love the updates, my G. DG, you know they're going to say they lost because of Casemiro. That's great. And listen, Arsenal, I definitely have more confidence in the fact that Casemiro's not there, but you still got to go out and win the game. Last season, when we beat United at our place, when we beat West Ham United, and when we beat Chelsea away, we didn't have our strongest 11 at the time. Other players could step up, need to go out there and win the game. Sell Nuno, sell Holding, sell Cedric. I think Marquinhos needs to hit a loan, man. Arteta won't bring in any midfielders as the profiles brought in provide the outrage. I'm not saying we're going to sign a star one, but you need to find, for me, where you look at, I mean, Rice could play as an 8, but where you look at Rice, I think he would take the Partey role long term. That's significantly a curtain raiser. I think the centre mid we'd have to go for has to be better than Granit Xhaka and what he gives our team, really, which I don't necessarily know. Long term, Telemans could be great, but I don't know if that's Telemans, really. And I'm not saying that means we're going to go and buy Milinkovic-Savic or someone wavy like that, but I think it has to be that. In the United game, I think Partey would have organised and read the danger better. There was a fat hole through the middle at times, and Manham just getting caught out. Facts. But injuries happen. We had injuries. We didn't do certain things in the market at the time. You sign up for things like that. Wouldn't mind Calcedo of Brighton. Brighton, we got a good relationship, but it's peace. Big up, best Arsenal content creator on the planet Earth. A massive praise, man. I don't know about that, but not worthy, man. DG Nation, not worthy, man. Thank you very much, man. I hope everyone's having a great day. Kane deserves a big club move. He's got arthritis in his back for carrying Spurs for long, and Son's best days are gone. Boy, to be fair, Brighton about to get 18. Brighton know how to make bread, and Brighton probably got the Trossard replacement, Benjamin White replacement, Calcedo replacement. You know, these guys just... You wake up one day, you watch Brighton on Sky Sports, there's next dons that are just lit as well, and they've got the replacements for the replacements. You can't not praise Brighton for what they're doing and the remit that they're under, really and truly. Even the gaffer, you know, they got the ex-Swallow Roberto De Zerbi. You know, when you think of Brighton, you think of Graham Potter. What Graham Potter's doing at Chelsea, that's his business. Brighton are still keeping it moving. Really a big fan of what they're doing. Let's keep the relationship going, Brighton. Any other them players, we got stuff, man. We got stuff. We got bread for you lot. Shout out DG. Relly has been talking smoky, but he'll be silenced on the weekend. Hey, Relly Ren streaming on Spotify. Just know, if your team lacks on Sunday, do you know how much he's been starving? Do you know how much verbal he was giving me for us drawing against Newcastle? Boy, he went MIA after the Palace game. Boy. Always thought Lokonga is decent on the ball, but terrible off it. It's too apparent how bad we are when he's on the pitch. I think off the we could improve. He's all right on the ball. As I said, confidence in you, in my opinion, you'll see a better Sambi Lokonga. But yeah, man, I actually like Lokonga. I'll give him faith, man. But I just think if we're still saying these same things in May, I think Broski, next season we're trying to do this Champions League thing by God's grace. You're gonna go Turf Moor though. That's your Champions League. You're gonna hold a Premier League loan or somewhere. The next season after that, see what you're on in it. Really. I say we just tail Brighton scout car. They spawn some next winger who's better than Trossard. We all know. As a poll, Kiwior is good, but still raw. But AC Milan wanting him, which is big props. I mean, for someone that's barely just got over 100 appearances, 22 years of age, and with the profile Arsenal are looking to recruit, I'd expect you to be raw or have raw elements in your game. Or if you're not necessarily raw, have moments in your game that is not polished, really. And there's not a single, apart from someone like Trossard, who's an exception of the rule, to a degree, Partey and Xhaka, no one's the finished article. Odegaard's come here to define himself. Jesus the same. Zinchenko the same. Some have more to offer than others. You get the point, though. Trying to see if there's any other Arsenal-related news. 48 minutes ago, Arsenal complete the signing of Trossard. At this point, is it on Arsenal.com? I know I'm going to have to do a video tonight about that or whenever it's out. So, yeah, hopefully that gets confirmed. And then we wrap it up really and truly. And, you know, Lisandro is officially a Gooner. Get the chance going. Lisandro, man, I need to see this, man. This is what this is this time. Hey, Sunday, I need to see that. Kiwior. Forgive me for mispronunciation, man. You have to allow me. Marquinhos, if I'm, you know what, in terms of outgoings, I don't know, innit? We've seen a couple of young G's leave. Obviously, you've seen, you know, Miguel Aziz has found a new club on loan, Brooke Norton-Coffey as well. There's defo another player who has as well. Norton-Coffey, Miguel Aziz. Arthur Okonkwo. Obviously, we've let young Harry Clark leave permanently. You would imagine, I keep calling him Leandro, apologies. You'd imagine that Marquinhos with bringing in Trossard, surely you go out on loan. You've got Reece Nelson at least hanging around like a spare part for a year. Marquinhos has been on the bench for time. He's not played. No disrespect to Arteta, but that shows you he's not ready right now. Man said pre-contract negotiations for Basmati. Bro, it's cold, bro. The first time you're going to see this not going to happen against us, bro. Like, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. He needs to go along. Minutes are currency, and Marquinhos needs to go get that, man. If anything, I hope Marquinhos one day returns a player for Arsenal. We're like, yo, we got one here. If not, you signed him for 3 million quid. Can you turn that into 30? Keep it moving. It's like with Balogun. I hope Balogun's given every opportunity to make it. But if we get another striker and Jesus doing whatever and it's just not happening, can you make some peas? Haylen probably hasn't even played 10 appearances for Arsenal. Make some peas. Just like what we should have done with Ainsley once upon a time. I mean, man said Smith Rowe leaving. Like, man, chill, my guy, bro. We've spoken about it. DG, would you take Harry Kane for Arsenal? Yeah. Wouldn't let him do any interviews, though. Ain't no one trying to hear that, but yeah. Of course, who wouldn't take Harry Kane at Arsenal, mate? Yeah, quality player. Send Nelson and Sambi on loan. Nelson, it looks like you're not getting a new deal. I'd badly love him to get one, but yeah. Does anyone have any cheap alternatives for match tickets? I struggle getting them as I live in Ireland. I don't, but bro, as hard as it is, I'd advocate you persisting because I wouldn't advocate buying from third parties. There's a lot of scumbags out here, man. I don't, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, man. Sell Lokonga, Cedric, and Nelson. Marquinhos needs some game time. He hasn't really had any minutes. Would rather play him than put him on loan. Arteta knows best. I mean, Arteta knows best. That's why he's probably only played once, really, and that's probably why Fabio Vieira's there. Marquinhos needs a loan, man. He's not ready right now. Come on now, especially if you're targeting the league allegedly, because I don't know where we are, or trying to do what we're doing. It's not fair to him. He needs to go and play. He needs to go and get on loan. The first, this was an adaptation period off and on the field. You need to go. You can stay and train, and if you get chances, why not? But you're not going to help us right now. And that's not me criticizing him. That's just the level you're at as a professional footballer at this moment in time. There's a reason you've been on the bench. Only time you've come on is when we battered Brentford. And if you do, Packard, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong or I'm right. There's none of that. But for minutes at what cost? The first job is 3 points. At whose cost? If we're seeing out games and there's a little 10 minutes, fair enough. But what is that going to do in the grand scheme of things? There's a lot he needs to learn off the ball. I believe in Marquinhos past a certain point, but come on, man. You're not kidding yourself. Casemiro's suspension makes it easier for us. But listen, where some players miss out, other players step in it. It's not as easy as this player's in, that player's out, blah, 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 blah. You need to go out and win the game, innit? And that goes for both teams. Stop spamming, please. Marquinhos, he'll be all right. But as I said, if he becomes an Arsenal first-team player, great. If not, boy. What's the thoughts on Jadon Anthony and what are your thoughts? Forget all of that, man. Unless we're bringing him on to sell him and make some peas, why not? If Arteta sanctioned it, then talent ID, that's good enough for me, my friend. But I don't see it, because you barely play. Obviously, you kind of helped Bournemouth get promoted, but you barely played this season, maybe in part of the contract stuff going on. But truthfully, who knows? The player signed for Atletico. I think even Arteta knows Marquinhos needs a loan, but I think he's skeptical of letting him go. Then we need attackers. He's not leaving. He might go now, but one reason he hasn't gone is because we haven't been able to get in Mudryk or anything. In terms of a body, you need to stay. Let's sign Rice, not wait until the summer. There'll be more clubs after him. We're not going to give the 100-odd million for West Ham that they want. Has Trossard registered in time for Sunday? Some people say yes, some people say no. Obviously, up until Wednesday when this took legs, we had to have been preparing for United without him. So either way, you need to get on with it, bro. Hope so, but we need to get on with it, man. Joe Trossard, yeah, man. It's good. He's a good player. Showed promise in the World Cup, but he made a mistake against France for their first goal. I'd blame it on the man. Bro, everyone makes mistakes. I think when Gabriel makes a mistake, Arsenal fans plaster everywhere. When Saliba, it's like having two sons and Saliba's the spoiled son. I'm just saying keep it fair. If someone's made a mistake, they made a mistake. Not get at one and not the other. But you're going to make mistakes. Gabriel, obviously, you want to see it less frequent in Gabriel than Saliba. Saliba's made mistakes. Gabriel's made mistakes. My man coming and make mistakes doesn't mean anything. You sign up for that with these young squads. There's going to be times Saka and Martinelli, as good as they've been, missing chances they shouldn't be missing. I remember Martinelli last season against City. Basically an open goal. We can be shameless and say the ref got there in front of him. But yeah, hopefully Camavinga comes here to define himself, bro. sign on the dotted line, bro. You're French. You know what the French ties are with Arsenal. I want to see you tying up that headband and playing for us in the middle of the park. Ruben Neves, headband boy, celebration police. Bring yourself as well, man. We'll give Wolves Le Congo or something, man. Yeah, I did. Yeah, Trossard can play all them roles there. Do you see the City fans celebrating the third goal? That fan base is embarrassing. I understand Pep saying he's expecting more from the fans. Bit harsh. You can't get football fans for celebrating. Bit harsh. Bro, stop spamming. I'm to you, man. Patino coming back to you again. Might need to go on loan again. Slow cook, like my man said. Skriniar joining PSG on the free. Crazy that Inter are losing a player on the free. As Wenger predicted, free agents, we've lost some. United have lost some. Chelsea's lost some. All clubs will continue to lose some. It's a byproduct now. This is why you can't really run the contracts down. I mean, you'd imagine Trossard gets some game time up front. If Arteta was talking about putting Smith Rowe there, it makes sense. I just wish we were still in the League Cup, man, because there could have been some more minutes there. Is there a chance that Rice is going to arrive at the Emirates this winter transfer window? If I was a betting man, I wouldn't put money on that. Even I'm a bit skeptical in the summer, but you never know. West Ham are going to ask for 100 million, innit? Like, they've got him contracted until 2024 with an option of another year. It's probably believed that he's keeping it moving, but they're fighting for their lives right now. It don't make sense. What midfielder do you want? Yunus Moussa could arrive. Apparently, we're looking at him as well. I'm buzzing right now with the kind of business Arsenal's pulling up. DG, not going to lie, Camavinga, nobody ain't selling Camavinga to you guys, mate. That's cool, because at one point, you lot will want to sell. You lot always, Real Madrid guys, do some dodgy stuff. You sold Ozil for no reason. Don't know what he's thinking with Odegaard. That's cool. We're just, City, Brighton link-ups. We're just waiting in the wings, man. City, that Gundogan, that Rico Lewis, Mahrez. Make something happen for us, Pep Guardiola, man. Make something happen, man. So, yeah. No, all our players make mistakes, bro. They're young. They're going to make mistakes. Ramsdale's been a bad boy keeper for me. He makes some mistakes as well. My mistakes are part and parcel. A mistake made more than once is a choice. And I'm not criticizing someone for making the same mistake, but it's about learning from them. You sign up for certain things when you're doing this youngster thing. And testament to the players, because age is irrelevant to a degree, because they've been doing bloody fantastic at this point so far. Mash up the like button. No loan either. I don't know about any of that, man. On that note, though, people, I can't lie. We've been here for an hour and 40 minutes, basically. I'm going to go and get a late lunch. I appreciate you lot's talking points, you lot's support, you lot's points of view, and all of that good stuff, and just general support, people. Again, in relation to other content specific to Arsenal and Man United, you can see the link there. It will be on Twitch. We're watching Arsenal versus Man United on Sunday, an hour before kickoff, people. So that will be at 3:30. In relation to other content, I did a short, more concise transfer news video, so taking that one as well. Obviously, tomorrow it's Liverpool-Chelsea. Please don't tell me as I'm trying to make my exit that Fabrizio Romano has updated something again. God's sake, let's see what Fabrizio Romano is saying. Before we get out of here, the job isn't done until the job's done, people. So let's... Fabrizio... Well, he's talking about Carrasco signing Barcelona and Chris Wood and that. Forget all of that, man. That's dead, man. All the pressure on you, man, Sunday. Is it? What pressure? We've been dealing with pressure all season. If we lose, we're still allegedly top of the table. We just have to go again. Not too sure what that means. I think the pressure's on both. People talking about United and Ten Hag turning things around. Dropped points from winning positions in the last minute against Palace. Palace away isn't for everybody. Pressure's equally on both sides, man. You look at the table, there's not too much thinking. But yeah, man. Leave it to you lot. Verbal agreement for Fresnador. Where is that? Because I can't see Fabrizio Romano tweeting that. And verbal agreements fugazi, though, man. I don't like verbal agreements. We need something legally blinding, folks. Binding, better yet. I can't see that from Fabrizio. Danny Ings to West Ham. This guy only wears certain kits, innit? Maybe I can't see Ish, but yeah, man, it is what it is. Fab did not tweet about that. Palencia news. Okay, let's see. You know what? Bloody hell, man, you just can't catch a break, can you? But I do this for the guys, man, and girls out there that fuck with my content. Let's see. Okay, let's see this. All right, false alarm, people. Let's deal with this Fresnadar stuff, and then I'm out of here. Hungry man. But I do this for you, lot. The oxtail and rice is calling my name. I can hear it downstairs, man. He's chatting to me, people. I can't cap to you, lot. Hey, we signed Theo Walcott on this day many moons ago. Tottenham also asked for him. If you dare sign for Spurs, who are based on the Pedro Puro links, are looking at a winger. I mean, a right back / wing back. I'm onto you for life. You really shaked yourself. In relation to Fresnadar, people, again, until people are holding shirts, can't believe a damn thing, man. But there we have it. Apparently, verbal agreement practically made between Arsenal and, Vlad for Fresnadar. Tomorrow will very surely be his last game at Vlad. Next week it closes. That's great. But until man are doing medicals, dotting I's and crossing T's, anything is up for debate. Arsenal want to make an offer for Fresnadar before next week and try and get him in this season. And yeah, Arsenal are close to reaching an agreement with Ivan Fresnadar. Tottenham have also asked about the player, people. So seems like we're making moves where centre-back, wide areas, and obviously centre-half are concerned, people. But until other signings are confirmed, it's a madness. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Okay, we're doing all right. I can't lie. I think I've offered all my opinions, Brian, about these lot throughout this, man. So yeah, man. On that note, you lot stay blessed, stay safe. My belly's rumbling. You lot stay blessed, stay safe. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you lot again, man. I'll cut up this live stream to condense stuff for you. I've done a condensed transfer news. You lot have a great weekend off the back of a good week. Hope you and your loved ones are safe and that. Have a great 2023. Keep starting well to it. I'm out, man. Can't lie, man. Arteta, we're good for 30 minutes. Over 20 games, please.
There's always just that active and that defenders have been given, like. There's always just that active and that defenders have been given, like. There's always just that active and that defenders have been given, like. There's always just that active and that defenders have been given, like.